Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the superhero thriller Glass. Now this is actually connected to the film Split, which was released back in 2016, and Split was also connected to Unbreakable. Now all three of these films were directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Now I must admit, I did get to see the first Unbreakable, back when it was actually released in theaters, and this is it right here. I've had this video like for a long time, my DVD of it. I didn't get to get Split on video, but I did get to see Split like in the theater too as well. And I was surprised, spoiler alert, that the film was actually connected to Unbreakable once it actually ended. It showed like a glimpse that it was actually connected to the previous two, Unbreakable, the previous film before that. So yeah, I enjoyed both of those films, and I must admit that I did enjoy this film too as well. And it is kind of, odd and kind of interesting at times too as well, being that, it's like so realistic as far as like the idea of like these guys believing they have like superpowers and so on. And the powers, the extent that their powers go to is actually kind of believable. And of course, just like all M. Night films, it has like the usual like twists and turns throughout the film as it's going on, even like an ending too as well, but I'm not going to spoil it. But anyway, yeah, but James McAvoy, he returns to the role of James McAvoy, who returns to play Kevin Wendell Crumb. And of course, he has like 23 different personalities, and I guess you could say the one that really stands out is the one known as the Beast. Now, eventually, all these personalities are merged together. Well, not merged together, but they actually are given a name, which is, I guess you could say, like his alternate, like alias name for his his particular character known as the Beast. Well, him in general, and it's known as the Horde. So I thought that was kind of cool that they did that. Now you also have Bruce Willis returning as David Dunn, and he's also known as the Overseer too, and that was the guy from Unbreakable, and then he made like a cameo appearance in Split. Then you also have Samuel Jackson, who returns as Elijah Price, Mr. Glass, from Unbreakable. Now both of them are withheld, well, like the actual Mr. Glass character, he's actually withheld like in this place, like this institute known as, I think, Ravencroft, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's like a mental hospital, that's kind of like high tech, and both of them are, well, Mr. Glass himself, he's actually housed there. James McAvoy's character, Kevin, he's actually like, out like, and he's actually kidnapped more girls like he did like in the previous film Split. He's actually been kidnapped more girls, So it turns out he stumbles across the character of David Dunn, and David Dunn, if he brushes into people, he actually can sense their location and what they did and so on. And that's how he found out that it was actually Kevin who has these girls locked up. And he turns out that he finds out about this guy, because he was actually pursuing him, anyway, in general, So he finds the location of him, and once he goes to confront him, they're both getting to a battle, and of course both of them are like supposedly strong, because the character that David Dunn is, he's known as the Overseer, and apparently he has like super strength too, kind of to a certain extent. I don't think it's real on the level like the Beast was, but he does have like, that's his ability, he can like, he's a hero basically, he's really the superhero of this trio, So they both get into a confrontation, and once this ends, they actually get caught by like this lady known as Dr. L.A. Staple, and she's like a psychiatrist, and she takes them both to the clinic known as, I think, Ravencroft, if I'm not mistaken, and that's where they both actually end up meeting Mr. Glass, because Bruce Willis' character was actually kind of surprised to see that, Elijah again, like, whoa, I hadn't seen him in so long, and I think he knew that he was there, While there, the character of Ellie Staple, Dr. Ellie Staple, who's played by Sarah Paulson, she's actually like really studying like Kevin's character, and she's also studying like David Dunn's character too as well as Elijah, who I think was always there anyway, So she's actually studying him, and she's actually like, her supposed like specialty is actually studying like people who have like beliefs that they have like superpowers, and that's why she brought these three together, So if I go into it too much, it kind of spoil the film, it does have like some shocking twists and all that, and like usual like M. Night films, which I'm a big fan of, Now the other characters in the film, and I think it really was her character that kind of stood out though, like Ellie Staple played by Sarah Paulson. You can really tell at times if like this film is really her film, like it's really is focused on her character. So I really do feel like at times that it was really her film, because it's really like such a strong phases on what she does and why she's like interviewing these various like patients and so on, Now you also have Anya Taylor-Joy. She returns, I think it's Anya, she returns to play Casey Cook from Split, and she was actually, this is a spoiler, actually a survivor, you know. She returned, you know, she kind of develops like a connection with Kevin, you know, and so on, being that she survived what he did in Split, you know. And you also have like other characters and stuff. You have like Elijah's mother, you know, Miss Price, played by Charlene Woodard. She's in the film too as well. Now I'm not going to go into all the different characters, you know, and so on. And you also have his son too, return too as well. I forget what his name is. David Dunn's son. He's actually returned too, and he's actually older now. And I think he's played by the same kid, if I can remember correctly. So he returns too, because he's kind of against the idea that his father has been locked up and so on. And he does kind of have belief that these heroes exist, you know, they have these powers and so on. But while they are in this like mental institute known as, I think, Ravencroft, if I'm not mistaken, that's when like stuff starts to go, it gets together and boils down. Like I said, if we're going too much, it kind of ruined the overall film. Now I do feel like the ending was something kind of far-fetched with it, you know, but I thought it was still a pretty decent film, and I really did enjoy it, you know. And I think there was also a good conclusion to this this trilogy, which is known as, I think, the Israel 177 trilogy. I think that's what they called it, you know. If I'm not mistaken, I was a train that Bruce Willis' character David Dunn was on, but he was the only survivor once it crashed, like from Unbreakable, you know. And like I said, I remember seeing Unbreakable like in the theaters back in 2000. I remember going to see that, and I even had a movie here. I even went to see Split too, and I did like both of those films, you know. And I do like this one too as well. And it does feel really connected to those, because it shows like a lot of scenes, a lot of glimpses and stuff from like Unbreakable, you know, a lot. Even like Split, but it's like a bunch from like the Unbreakable film. So I think that was kind of cool that M. Night added all those kind of elements in it. But like I said, all the characters were pretty good and interesting. I felt like at times it wasn't really enough, like in the actual mental institute, when they actually got there, it wasn't really enough for what, like a driving force for what made, how the end the film ended, basically. It wasn't really enough to push it there, you know, other than just Elijah, like just basically building certain things up in the, but I don't want to go into it too much, you know. But I thought Bruce Willis was good, Samuel Jackson, you know, James McAvoy, you know, Charlene Woodard, you know, Anya Taylor, you know, Sarah Paulson, all of them I thought were pretty good in their roles. And I could say, and it looks like it was really Sarah Paulson who really stood out as like the doctor, the psychiatrist of the film, who's actually interviewing those three. She really has a strong presence, from my opinion, in this film. And of course, M. Night really directed the film pretty good too as well. I like how he did it, you know. It feels very similar to like his other films, you know, and stuff. And I like all like the various like comic book references and so on throughout the film and stuff, you know. Like a whole bunch of like heroes, like, you know, like comic books with like in comic book shops and stuff. It kind of reminds you of like Unbreakable, you know, like when like Samuel Jackson's character was like in like, you know, like in the comic shops and stuff, like, cause he actually owned one too, I don't even remember. But yeah, at the end, this film Glass, I wanna kind of give it a B, but it was certain things about it. It's kind of like, you know, kind of keeps it from being real on that level. So I'm just gonna go in there and just give it a B minus, and I would definitely recommend it for fans of these this trilogy known as, you know, you have Unbreakable, and then you have Split, and then we have Glass, you know. I think it's known as the Israel 177 trilogy, so I would definitely recommend it for fans of those previous two films. They probably really like this film a lot, you know, because it does really feel like strongly connected to those, you know. Being it has like a strong emphasis on the idea of having powers, you know. So yeah, I'm giving Glass, I'm giving it a B minus. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.